This is ICASTnews.com, live and direct from United Nations headquarters in New York City. And this is Safety Net. Safety is in short supply, at least in the world opinion, thinking about the upcoming Sochi Olympics. We have to ask a bunch of questions. Is the United States' offer of assistance, is President Obama's calling Mr. Putin, offering him high technology that may allow the Russian security experts to forego the possibility that someone will trigger a remote device that will explode, something that will help? The American technology that interferes with cell phones, text messages, and other electronic transmissions that prevents IEDs from going off, or at least inhibits them, is not magic, and it's not perfect. And it can inhibit other frequencies, other ways of communicating that may be necessary for the Russian forces to keep their eye and keep information flowing to the security and police who are going to be swarming all over the Sochi Olympics. We do know that there is a pattern of terrorists coming out of Chechnya who have thought ahead of time and have provided themselves with devices that go boom in the night. In May of 2004, the new soccer stadium, rebuilt after the previous soccer stadium had been blown into the Flintstone age by Boris Yeltsin's Air Force during the 1994 to 1995 war in Chechnya, and then been destroyed again in the 1999 assault of the Russian army under Mr. Putin of the Chechen capital Grozny. In May 2004, at a ceremony in early May, the defense minister was accompanied at the last minute by the president of Chechnya, and suddenly something blew up. It turned out that in the preceding 2 years, somebody had put a large amount of explosive material, whether it was plastic explosives out of Czechoslovakia or plain dynamite, into the concrete that was supporting the VIP seats, and was triggered and it killed the leader of Chechnya. We know that could go on. There is a hunt going on right now in the Caucasus area for Black Widow terrorists, women who are aligned with the Chechen cause or the Islamic cause. Frighteningly for the Russians, some of these people are not ethnic Chechens. They're people who look like Russians like you and me. Betting is that the heavy presence of troops and police, special forces, the federal security, the FSB, the heirs to the KGB, the NKVD, will have the Olympic venue under control. There certainly won't be the kind of action that disrupted the last Olympic Games that went on in Munich, where the Palestinian terrorists famously killed Israeli terrorists. But the offer of United States ways of helping reinforce safety probably should be welcomed by the Russian side. In a way, this is a return favor, or a gesture in return favor. After 9/11, Mr. Putin was the first person to call the President of the United States offering aid. As a safety measure, making athletes feel better, the United States is going to have 2 warships standing by in the Black Sea. But safety is not only physical safety, it's mental safety. And we do know that our team that's going to this oppressively controlled site, this beautiful part of the Caucasus, which many advocates of Circassian freedom. Circassians were the people who were deported out of the region where Sochi and the Sochi Olympics were taking place, want revenge. To their way of thinking, the Olympics are taking place on a graveyard of their relatives, and they want to get even. Imagine, from their point of view, if we were holding an American Olympics on an Apache burial site or someplace in the Black Hills of Dakotas where Lakota, Dakota had been massacred. We don't understand this. This is part of what's behind the lack of safety, the lack of confidence, the fear of terrorism. Make no mistake about it. The Sochi Olympics are the pet and personal project of Mr. Putin. Mr. Putin has made brutalitarianism a hallmark of his effort to keep the Caucasus region within Russia. And it may be that if not at the Olympics themselves, in some part of Russia, people will pay a very heavy price for the brutalitarianism, for the personal project, for the billions and billions that has been spent on the Sochi Olympics. Safety needs a net gain. And at Safety Net, we will be watching to see how safe the net result of the Sochi Olympics is for the athletes, for the world community, and for the people all across the big, bright land that is Russia. For ICASTnews.com, live and direct from United Nations headquarters in New York City, for Safety Net, I'm Jonathan Sanders saying, stay safe.